It's another good day. Today we're going to be installing the Midi Heki Skylight made by Dometic. Let's take a look. Alright, here's the skylight itself. It opens and it's got several positions that you can prop it open. This is the part that's going to go up on the roof. This is the part that will be inside the van. And what I love about this is it's got both a blackout shade. This is actually the bug net, and it's got a blackout shade. So at night if you want to pull that shut, so it's really sweet. And the other thing that I'm going to share with you is I bought this product from Impact Graphics on eBay. They actually make this goes on top of your van and it's custom. So you tell them where you want to place your van and they create this product. I think they 3D print it, but you can see that it's got the roof cutouts that exactly match my van where I'm going to put them. They also include the interior mounting bracket, so you don't have to make a wooden bracket. It's explicitly fit for the van, so it reduces, this reduces some work, and this helps with the actual fit, because this skylight needs to be set flush on the van, and you know the rooftops of these vans are not flush. They've got, sort of ribs along the top. So this product is great. I'll link to all these products in the video. Okay, let's take a look at the products that we need to actually do the work itself. I feel like this is pretty similar to the window installs or the van installs, some of the products that you need, but you're going to need your jigsaw to cut a hole, the blades. You're going to need tape to mark the hole. You're going to need a file to actually file down the edges of the hole once you cut it. You're going to want to prime the edges, so you need some paint. You're going to want to clean, the top of the roof and make sure everything's ready before you put down your butyl tape to seal it. And ultimately, when everything's in place, you're going to use lap sealant, possibly around the edge. It also calls for lap sealant on the inside of the cover. So we'll videotape that as we go. But these are some of the things that you're going to need. And again, I feel it's pretty similar to the fan install. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are up on the roof, and what I'm doing first is I'm just placing this. This is the custom piece that I had made by Impact Graphics. And if we look at it again up close, you can see they've cut out around all these rooftop ribs, so it's a nice fit. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually take my marker and just draw a pattern on the inside, and then we'll tape it out. One of the other things that I did a while ago was I went inside the van and I used my awl and I tapped across, and you can see, rust is starting already. So I just wanted to see where that rib was on the inside, because underneath the van I've got a rib, a cross beam that goes all the way through. So I wanted to mark that line, and that fits up perfectly with exactly, how they've created this mold for me. So I'm good to go. I'm going to draw my marker line, tape it out, and then we'll start cutting. The installation of the skylight is a tight fit in my van, and it's going in this slot here, and it's just going to fit between this lip edge and this lip edge. So what I'm going to do is, up on the roof I've already taped it out, and because it's so tight, I am going to go ahead and drill a hole in all four corners so I can make sure that the skylight's coming in where I want and that I'm not really going through one of these beams. I have already tapped out this edge with my awl so I can see that line up on the roof. But as I said, the next step that I'm going to do is drill a hole in all four corners so I can make sure that things look good from the inside. And if they do, then I'm going to go ahead and start cutting through. Okay, here we go. We're going to test drill some holes in each corner and make sure things fit. And I'm using my smallest drill bit. I just want to make sure that this is right before I go too much farther. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, and those are going through pretty easy, so I think we're in the right spot. And 4. All right, let's go take a look on the inside, see how we're doing. All right, here's our holes on the inside. One corner, another corner, another corner, and they all look great. They're all going to be outside. So the next thing that we're going to do is drill these as bigger holes so we can fit our saw bit through them, and we're going to go ahead and cut. Everything looks great. As always, before I start cutting anything, I have put a plastic cover up to capture all the metal shards. After all the rust repair we did, no more metal shards in the van. We've swapped out our small drill bit for our larger drill bit, and we're going to use our 3/8 metal bit so that we can ensure that we can fit our the blade from our skill saw into the hole. All right, we've got the hole cut. I did a little bit of cleanup once I was done. What I'm gonna do now is go get the vacuum. I'm gonna vacuum up some of these shards just to get them out of the way. And then I'm also gonna get my grinder. I've found as I've been working, it's a lot easier to clean up edges with the grinder and then come back with the finer file, you know, after the fact. So I'm just gonna do a little cleanup. We'll get the edges cleaned up and then we'll fit the skylight. We'll do our dry fit. Houston, we have a fit. Okay, the skylight is in as a dry fit. Everything's coming in nicely there. And wow, how cool is this gonna be? Oh my God, that's gonna be totally awesome. Okay, here we are on top of the van again. We've got the hole cut. It's been filed, sanded, and I put some flat paint on it to protect for rust. I've already done the dry fit. Everything looks good. What I'm going to do now is pull this up. This is our form. And I'm going to put butyl tape around underneath this area of the form just to provide the seal. And butyl tape is just like a clay kind of a product, and it peels off the back. So it's a stick and peel kind of a product, and that's just helped with the water sealant. So that's our next step, get the butyl tape down, then we'll put this down, and then we'll start putting the skylight in. Okay, the butyl tape is on. The next step is we're going to place our black base over the top of the butyl tape. Okay, I've placed the butyl tape under here. You can see a little bit sticking out there. I'll clean that up, and we've put our base in place. The next thing that we're going to do that the window install requires is that we're going to put a base of the silicone, the DAP, this product, the Dicor lap sealant. We're going to put that around the whole interior edge, and then we're going to mount the window. And the other thing I'll say is you want to make sure you're putting your window in the hole in the right way. This is the front of the van, so when the window's up, you know, open, you want that, you want the lift to be up this way. They do say that you shouldn't have your window open while you're driving, but you definitely want to make sure you're positioning the window right. So when you order the Dometic Skylight, they give you two different size connectors, a short one and a longer one. And what's interesting now is, for me, I need one that's right in between. So what I've done is I took a close look at this, and I could see that there's a slight little mark in here. You can see it maybe better on this side, but there's a slight little mark. And what I was able to do was I took a pliers and I just broke off enough so that I have a piece that is somewhere in between this and this. Here they break off really clean, and that's gonna work fine. Once you figure out if you need the short or the long, they just fit up in there, and they actually, this screw screws into the skylight, and then you place 2 screws in either of these 2 holes to, you know, do that squeeze motion and pull the skylight to the van. Here's the van roof. Here's my plastic mold. Here's my other plastic mold. Here's the skylight. So it just pulls all of that together. And then there are clips on the cover that snap right into these, and that's how the cover adheres up to the roof. I knew the skylight was going to be a tight fit. The actual cover won't seat up within this edge, so I'm going to have to trim a little bit off of this. It won't show once I've got the full ceiling in, but if we look at the other side, you can see that's actually tucked up in, and that's what we were hoping for, but the lid itself is actually just a little bit too long. So I'll just trim it so it can sit up flush and really sit in there. Not a problem. Okay, we've got the skylight cover in. I was able to use my wire cutters and snip off little pieces of the plastic cover to snug it up in there along with my Dremel. And any of these rough edges that we see, they will be hidden once the ceiling is in. So another gratifying, happy project done. This is going to be so great. Yes.